Howdy folks, welcome to another beautiful day out here in West Vancouver. Sorry I haven't been around for a while, just been extremely busy. We have a whole lot of books that's going to print. I had to drive to the US to go collect books, and Connor had his driver's test again, and I've been trading crypto, so it's been chaotic. But anyway, I thought I'll just pop you an update. So firstly, I had to drive through to the border to go and fetch the Innovate Vancouver books that was shipped to the US instead of to Canada. So it was at my US warehouse, and I came in, and it's actually quite funny when you do that. You realize how different the two is. You know, when you go from Canada to the US, they like all over you, like open your boot, let's check what's in there, blah, blah, blah. They kind of, you know, they make it hard. They want to check that you don't smuggle the smallest thing into Canada. And the guys are all like kind of, you know, the US Border Patrol are not like friendly people. Anyway, but if you go from the US to Canada, so I've got a bunch of books. Now, you can bring in up to $900 worth of stuff from the US to Canada without going through any hassles. You don't need to do import duties and stuff like that. And technically these are commercial goods because it's books that we sold. So what I did is I drove through, I picked up about half the load of books. I've got the whole car full of books. I mean, seats flat, books, boxes of books. I get to the Canadian border post and I'm like, well, I know that I'm going to have to do paperwork now and go through this whole process. So the guy goes, what are these? I'm like, yeah, it's books, and they send it to the US and it's supposed to come to Canada. So I drove through to go and fetch it. You know, it's a pain in the ass, but I mean, it is what it is. He's like, what's the value? I'm like, well, you know, it's about $1,500, so it's definitely over the 900 and everything. He looks at me, he goes, you know what? It's going to take you about 3 to 4 hours if I send you in there now to go and do paperwork for this. Are these your books? Is this your company? I'm like, yes. He's like, just try not to let them deliver it there again. You're fine. You can go. Canada is such a nice and friendly place. I mean, it was amazing. It was absolutely freaking amazing. I love it. Well, I still have one more load to go and fetch, so I'm hoping I'm getting another nice Canadian border guard when I go through next week. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, for the rest, Connor has finally got his M license. Yes! Poor kid was struggling. He was stressing out because he only got it on his third try. On his first try, he actually drove too slow, believe it or not, because my kid's very kind of careful, you know. So he was driving in this one road where there was a whole bunch of cars on the side of the road, and he was doing like 30 k's an hour because he was like, I'd rather be safe than sorry. And then they failed him because the guy said, look, it's a 50 zone, so you should at least, I know that you want to drive slower, but 30 is too slow. You should do at least like 38, 40 k's an hour. So they failed him. Look, he obviously didn't look around enough, but none of those were failing offenses. The reason why he failed was he was driving too slow. So then he went again when we came back from South Africa, and he did the thing great. Everything was fine. Once again, didn't do enough 360 checks, but I mean, that's one of those things that you don't do it, they don't fail you for it, they just complain about it. But then he missed a 30 sign somewhere, so he was doing 38 in a 30 zone. This time around, he went too fast, so he failed again. And then on Friday, he went for his third test, and it was so nerve-wracking because he drives really well. The kid drives really, really well. You know, but he's like, oh my gosh, like, am I going to miss another one? I mean, so we went and we drove all over North Van. We've been practicing quite a lot. And then off he goes and he does his whole drive and everything. And I'm standing there waiting for him. And they come back in and they pull in and they park. And I see the instructor starting to explain things to him. And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I'm like, oh, crap, he didn't make it again, because generally, if they explain stuff like that, that's, you know, you did something wrong. And I see Connor sitting there, and then the next moment he gets out of the car. He said he freaked out because the guy was starting to explain what he did wrong, and you made a mistake there, and you did this. And then he said, but the guy said, but I felt really safe driving with you, so I'm going to pass you. It was so bad, the poor kid, well, you know, we got home and I'm like, "Are you gonna like celebrate and party?" He's like, "I just need to sleep. I feel kind of almost sick." He was so stressed out. But hey, it's done. We have another driver in the house. So now we're working on Connor's car. We need to speed up this whole thing. We did carbon fiber on the inside panels. Me and him coated them today, so they're hanging there drying. Tomorrow another coat, and then hopefully we'll finish it off and put it in. We fitted the back door lock so they can open and close. The one window is not lekker, so we need to check that. A couple other things, but hey, we're moving forward. And I started constructing the central panel, the center console for his car, because to buy another one is like $600. So what we're doing is we are actually making one out of foam board, and then we're just going to cover it with carbon fiber. So that's going to look lekker. We got a reverse camera system with a nice big screen that we're going to mount on that center console, and have cameras under the mirrors and in the back. So it's starting to come together nicely, which is amazing. And then for the rest, I think the thing that's taking up the most of my time at the moment actually is that I started trading in crypto again. You know, there's a bit of a crypto bull run again, so it's always been good to me. So we started, you know, placing a few bets there, but yeah, that's kind of, it freaks you out. It's all encompassing. It just takes up all your time because you're always watching the markets. I mean, it's like screens are open with everything there, just ready to pounce when there's an opportunity. I must say, it actually stresses me out. Maybe I should stop doing that. For the rest, it's an absolutely beautiful day out here. I'm actually going to turn this around and show you what it looks like. It is such a beautiful day. It was rainy this morning. We went and volunteered at the park run. Hey, park run is a lot of fun. And then now the sun is just coming through here for the last little bit of the day. Absolutely stunning out here. Anyway, folks, let me take this and show you what it looks like out here. I'm going to stop and flip it around. Check it out. You've got the mist up there on the mountain. You've got... it's just an absolutely beautiful day, isn't it? And then on this side, oh wow, there was actually a very big storm last night. I forgot to tell you about that. There were trees down everywhere, a couple of big trees out there in the park, some of the trees in Ambleside. It was an extremely busy, it was lots of rain and windy. It was really a big storm. Actually did some damage, but I mean, look at that view. Isn't it beautiful? Let's see if we can zoom in a bit. The sun setting over there. It's a pity this tree didn't blow down. Oh well, might have fallen on the house though. Can you imagine if that wasn't there, the view that we would have? Anyway, so blessed to live in this place. Absolutely, absolutely stunning. Really, really love it here. Anyway, folks, you all must have an absolutely beautiful day, and we'll speak again soon. I'll try and catch up and make some more videos.